Greetings. This is a Christian classic of the last couple of generations, Harry Blamires, The Christian Mind. Blamires was mentored by C.S. Lewis. In fact, this book was published the year of Lewis's death, 1963. It's gone through many editions and has become a foundational book in analyzing the interaction between Christianity and culture, and I think it's prophetic. But given that the data that's in the book is mostly from the 50s and early 60s, it's become prescient in the sense that it's anticipating what we see around us right now. One of the chapters in the book, Blamires' chapter 3, is its conception of truth, that is, Christian mind's conception of truth. Where does it come from? And this is some of the data from that chapter. Here's a paragraph or 3. Briefly, one may sum up the clash between the Christian mind and the secular mind thus. Secularism asserts the opinionated self as the only judge of truth. Christianity imposes the given divine revelation as the final touchstone of truth. It is authoritative and not a matter of personal choice. This is a difficult and delicate topic to treat of. A right concern for quality and value can so easily be perverted into sheer snobbery. Nevertheless, there are worrying aspects of, Blamires calls it, the cult of the common man. The primate makes a statement about public morals, that is, a high Anglican clergyman. It is based on the age-long teaching of the Church, well grounded in a profound understanding of man's nature. A popular London newspaper features the comments upon the primate's statement elicited from a Chiswick typist, a Peckham butcher, a Billingsgate porter, and so on. The comments may well be replies to a glib question which does scant justice to the original subject of controversy. A bit of misrepresentation here, a bit of misunderstanding there, and a bit of tendentious reporting thrown in, and you have as the final product an unholy little hodgepodge of irrelevant illogicalities which provides 5 minutes of amusement for the educated reader and useful fodder for the schoolmaster for his next discussion group. But what is the effect upon the Chiswick typist, the Peckham butcher, and the Billingsgate porter, and upon all those who identify themselves with these as their fellows, their spokesmen? Surely the impression is conveyed that Christian teaching is open to veto by popular vote of all and sundry, however uninformed. The notion of a body of truth, solid, foursquare, behind the pronouncements of the ecclesiastics, is foreign alike to the questioner and to the questioned. No one seems even to entertain the notion that there is a fabric of truth to be reckoned with in Christian revelation if you challenge the derivative regulations for personal behavior. The sense of an objective truth existing within the sphere of religion has been lost. Religious conviction is, for the secular mind, a matter of individual preference, related not to objective truth, but to personal need and predilection. To think Christianly is to think in terms of revelation. For the secularist, God and theology are the playthings of the mind. For the Christian, God is real, and Christian theology describes his truth revealed to us. For the secular mind, religion is essentially a matter of theory. For the Christian mind, Christianity is a matter of acts and facts. The acts and facts, which are the basis of our faith, are recorded in the Bible. They have been interpreted and illuminated in the long history of the Church. The Christian mind is inescapably and unbrokenly conscious of the hard, factual quality of the Christian faith. The Christian mind is alert to the solid, God-given, authoritative factualness of the Christian faith and the Christian Church. Christianity has been called the most materialistic religion in history. That is an illuminating point. For Christianity is so much more than a mere moral code, a recipe for virtue, a system of comfortable, idealistic thought. It's a religion of acts and facts. Its God is not an abstraction, but a person with a right arm and a voice. Its God has moved among us. How wonderful are thy works. That is a persistent biblical theme. Not how interesting are thy theories. No, not how intense is thy being, Not even how unanswerable are thy arguments, but how wonderful are thy works. For Christianity is a religion of things that have happened. A baby born in Bethlehem, a body nailed up on a cross. It's a religion of continuing daily action centered around solid things like fonts and altars and bread and wine. So when he talks of acts and facts, he's not just talking of the Bible. One of the great acts of God, of course, is the building of a church. On this rock I will build my church. So on the rock of confession of Jesus Christ, the truth, the church is built. And so any Christianity that rejects the role of the church in God's dealings with men is mistaken. And I think we're all experiencing, especially those of us who come from the cult background that I come from, the Jehovah's Witnesses, etc. We are all suffering from a malaise that we picked up in that environment, which is an anti-clerical, anti-church bias. So Blamires is correcting that bias back in the 60s. He wasn't specifically referencing cults, though. He's talking about the secular culture and how we're willing to take the Christian ethics but not willing to accept the role of the church as an authority in our lives. I'll put in a link to the basic question that confronts all of us. When Christ said to the disciples, "Who do men say I am?" he followed it with a more profound question that we all have to face. Who do you say that I am? And that's the same passage where he said, on this rock, this confession, Peter's confession, I will build my church. We'll follow up Blamires. He's got a lot more to say on this subject of what constitutes the Christian mind. So I want to put this in Basic Christian Library. I've read it twice now, and I'm blessed by virtually every page of it. See you soon.